Look, my parents uninvited me from Thanksgiving. No warning, no hesitation. Then their guest said something that changed everything. My name is Willow Carter. I'm 29. I'm a mechanic. I spend more time under car hoods than under warm lights or holiday tables. People say I look softer than my job suggests. Long hair I keep tied back, eyes that give away more than I want, a face that somehow stays feminine even when there's engine grease on my cheek. None of that has ever mattered to my family. To them, I was the one who fixed things, not the one who belonged. I grew up where appearances meant everything. My mom curated our family the way people curate online profiles. Perfect smiles, perfect outfits, perfect stories. My sister Ava was the golden ambassador. She walked into a room like she expected applause, and she usually got it. Dad bragged about a daughter with soft curls and a PR job. A daughter who changed brake pads and rebuilt engines. Useful, he'd say. Not gifted. Not talented. Just handy. I learned early that challenging the Carter family narrative only made things worse. So I stayed quiet. I stayed strong. I handled it. When the sink leaked, I fixed it. When Ava dented her car, I drove across town at midnight. When my parents forgot to pay bills, I stepped in before penalties hit. I poured so much into them that I barely noticed how empty I'd become. The garage was the only place that felt like mine. Concrete floors, the smell of oil, the steady rumble of an engine catching its breath. Machines didn't compare me to Ava. Machines didn't ask me to make myself smaller. So when Mom called and told me not to come to Thanksgiving because my sister wanted her boyfriend to make a good first impression, it cut. I was standing in my garage, grease on my hands, wind biting my neck, when her voice said the words. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I hung up and stared at the floor like it suddenly had answers. The next morning, they were on my porch. Mom, Dad, Ava, and that boyfriend, Logan Hayes. Their faces were red from cold and anger. Mom demanded to know why I'd told people I wasn't invited. I hadn't told anyone. Dad accused me of twisting things. Ava, wrapped in a cream coat that had clearly never seen dirt, said I was making everything about me. I stayed quiet while they piled logic on me like bricks. Finally, Mom asked, "Do you have anything to say for yourself?" Before I could answer, Logan stepped forward. He looked at me and said, "Wait, Willow Carter, you restored that '72 Charger, right? The one everyone's been posting about on the forums?" My breath caught. My family didn't know the work I was proudest of. Ava's jaw dropped. Dad scoffed. Mom blinked, off balance for the first time. Logan kept talking. I followed her work for months. She builds, she restores. Her craftsmanship is incredible. And just like that, the family hierarchy cracked. For a moment, no one spoke. Their script had slipped. Someone in their world was seeing me not as a tool, not as an embarrassment, but as someone who mattered. They hated it. Mom recovered first. That's all very nice, but it doesn't change anything. We came to talk about responsibilities, and responsibilities in the Carter house always meant me doing the invisible labor. The roof is leaking. We need you to look at it today. I need money for decorations for my event. Transfer it by the weekend. They expected me to keep giving even after uninviting me. The irony landed so hard I almost laughed. I looked at them and said quietly, "No, I'm not fixing the roof. I'm not paying for decorations. I'm not covering bills. Not anymore." Silence cracked across the porch. Dad tried to guilt me with, "After everything we've done for you." I cut him off. "Feeding me as a kid was parenting, not a lifetime contract," I said. "I'm grateful for what you did, but you don't get to use that as a leash." Logan breathed out, relieved. Good for you, he said, loud enough for them to hear. Ava's face contorted. Why are you taking her side? She demanded. Logan looked at her calmly. Because she's not wrong. The balance shifted. Mom's cheeks flushed. Dad's fists clenched. Ava's eyes filled with a fury I'd never seen before. You'll regret this, Dad snapped. I didn't feel fear. I felt something else rising, quiet, powerful, final. Leave, I said. They didn't move at first. Then Logan stepped back toward me. That small act broke whatever hold they thought they had. They left in a storm of indignation, slammed car doors, and snow swallowed their footprints. By Christmas Eve, snow had piled against the garage doors. Inside, heaters hummed and string lights cast a warm amber glow over concrete and hand-me-down tables. It wasn't fancy. It wasn't curated. It was real. Mr. Bennett told stories about mail routes and winter storms. The teens from the shelter teased each other about burned rolls. Little Lily ran between tables with a cookie shaped like a lopsided star. Tasha hugged me so tight I had to laugh. For the first time, I felt like I belonged somewhere. Then the garage door rattled. Mom, Dad, and Ava burst in, eyes red with cold and rage. They accused me of humiliating them, said relatives called to complain that I abandoned Thanksgiving. Ava screamed that Logan left her because of me. The teens fell silent. Tasha protected Lily. Mr. Bennett stood up, cane in hand. Logan stepped into view behind them, snow dusted on his coat. No, he said firmly. She didn't make me leave. I left because I wanted to be somewhere genuine. He looked at my family like someone seeing the outlines of a painting for the first time. Your sister built something here. Family doesn't treat her like a utility. Mom lunged for the papers I'd kept in a brown envelope, the payments, invoices and records of everything I'd covered over the years, insurance, repairs, emergency fixes. Dad unfolded them with a triumphant sneer that vanished as he read. Mom's face drained of color. Ava's lips trembled. You kept track, Mom whispered. No, I said. I kept boundaries. You just never noticed them until now. Silence spread through the garage. People watched not with hostility, but with clarity, with truth. Dad spat. You'll regret this. I shook my head. No, I regret letting it go on this long. Ava begged Logan to come back. He looked at her with a sadness that felt final. I'm choosing decency, he said. They left again into the storm. Snow swallowed their steps. I watched them go. When the garage door closed, peace settled in like a slow, welcome tide. The room exhaled. After that night, things changed. Work picked up. Teens came back for Saturday lessons. Tasha and Lily left a thank you card. Even the winter sun felt a little kinder. Silence from my parents turned from punishment into space, space to breathe, space to grow. A year later, I stood outside my garage, watching snow drift across the lot, lights glowing behind me. My life wasn't perfect, but it was mine. Steady, chosen, earned. I no longer chased a seat at a table that never wanted me. I built my own, and somehow it filled itself. If you've ever had to walk away to save yourself, you're not alone. Share your story below and hit subscribe for the next video.